So this is episode 4 of Adobe Premiere, and we're gonna make the handmade, what is it, blur background or shallow depth of field. Okay, so let's get started. First, as I told you, when you are doing the effect, you need to make the adjustment layer. So you go here and create adjustment layer and drag this and drop above your video here. Okay, and then make sure you select this layer, this adjustment layer, not the sequence, this one. And then you can go to where is it, effects here. So actually you can apply these techniques with many other effects, not just the mask, not just the blurriness. Okay, so it can be the blur, it can be the, what is it, the color grading, it can be many other techniques, and it's called marking. Okay, so you go to effects and you find blur, and you will see Gaussian blur. Then you drag this Gaussian blur and drop on the adjustment layer. Okay, you go to effects control. If you can't find anything, go here. Okay, effect control, effects, and then you expand Gaussian blur, and we're gonna do the masking. So you go to this one, the pen tool, and then okay, so let's start from the beginning here, and then you draw this mask. So we're gonna mask just the background. That means we are not going to, put the effects to the subject, but we're gonna put the effects to the background. Okay, but the problem now is when you do this, it affects the subject because you select the subject, not the background. That means you need to click inverted here to select the parts here. So now it's selecting the background. But when you do these techniques with other effects, and you want to apply this technique with the spot you want, or maybe the subject, you don't need to tick invert. Okay, when you tick inverted, it selects the background here, and then you can expand the mask filter so to make it more smooth. Okay, here the filter. All right, this is the filter, and now you can change the blurriness. Okay, you can increase it now. As you can see, the background is now a bit blur. Okay, so I don't want to make it too blur, it's gonna look a bit fake. But the problem is when you move this, it doesn't follow the subject. That means you need to make an effect, and to do so you need to tick this mask path. Okay, so now we are doing the effect with the mask path, so the one that we draw. So you click mask again. So when I move this here, I want this mask to follow the subject, so you move to one spot and then you adjust the mask, and this is gonna come up. All right, you adjust the mask. Don't forget to tick this clock in front of the mask path, so it's blue. Okay, move somewhere here. Okay, so it follows the subject. Okay, and you move. So I'm going to do this roughly, but when you do this, you need to make it, looks more natural. Okay, and here, okay, so you can add or delete this. Oh, sorry. Dots. Okay, and make sure it follows. Okay, so something like this, and now you can see all these dots. So when you play this, can you see it? I know it's very okay. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm, so you can see more clear. So maybe 50. Okay, so you don't need to do this. I just want to show. Okay, now it follows your shape. So if you click here and click the mask, so you can see now it follows the subjects. Okay, so you can apply this with many other effects. Let's say you want to change the blurriness. Let's say in the future, let's say you want the background to be more, to be not blur at first, and then you move somewhere here, it's gonna become more blur, and somewhere here more blur. and somewhere here super blur, for example. You can also apply that if you want. Okay, so you can apply with many other techniques. Okay, not app techniques, the effects. So this is just the blur. Okay, so you can apply with many effects that you can find out here. And this is the end of video 4.